uncovering the mystery inside an apple, a world you've never seen. Have you ever really looked at a slice of apple? Why is it so thick and so dense? Today, we're going on a journey beyond the limits of the naked eye, straight into the microscopic world of apple flesh. And let's begin this expedition of knowledge. Chapter 1. The mystery of thickness, color, and trapped water. The thick part of the apple we eat is called the mesocarp in botany. They are parenchyma cells, the tiny soldiers that make up the fruit's flesh. The walls of each cell are thin, but made of strong cellulose fibers, and between the cells is a natural glue called pectin that holds them together. This is the secret to that dense, crunchy texture. So where does that beautiful pale yellow color come from? It's from carotenoid pigments, primarily lutein and zeaxanthin, hidden inside tiny organelles called chromoplasts. Their color is subtle because their concentration is low. So how does water get trapped inside a solid object? Each parenchyma cell has a giant sac inside it called a vacuole. This sac is a natural dam that stores water, sugars, and organic acids. 85% of an apple's weight is water. Neatly tucked away inside the vacuole, pressure from within the cell, called turgor pressure, keeps the cell walls taut. Chapter 2. Contradiction in the mouth. Solid turns soft. The apple is so dense and thick, but once you chew it, why does it immediately feel soft and melty? It's a contradiction. When your teeth penetrate the apple's flesh, you're not just cutting it. You're creating a shock wave that breaks apart the tightly packed structure of the parenchyma cells we mentioned earlier. That distinctive crunch sound is actually the sound of thousands of cell walls bursting simultaneously. Enzymes in our saliva begin to soften the pectin, the glue that holds the apple cells together. The bonds between the cells break down one by one. The broken cell walls lose their structure, turning into a smooth mush. The friction between the tissue particles that previously created the solid sensation is now gone. The apple mass turns into a smooth puree, ready to be swallowed. Chapter 3. White dot in the center, secret keeper near the seed. Remember at the beginning of the video, the apple was split right down the middle? There's a white core. It's in the center, surrounding the tiny seeds. Apples come from 5 carpels, 5 reproductive structures that fuse together to form a single fruit. That white core is the endocarp in the core, or what we often call the core. The cells here are tougher, containing many sclerenchyma fibers, very strong fibers that intertwine like a defensive wall. Their job is to protect the seeds, the future of the next generation of apple trees. Furthermore, this area contains the vascular bundles, nutrient highways that carry food from the tree to the developing seeds. Because of its structural and vascular function, this area contains almost no carotenoid pigments. Therefore, its color remains pale white. Chapter 4. Brown spots, the time clock ticking on the slice. Have you ever cut an apple, left it for a while, and then returned to find the surface covered in brown spots? That's a biochemical reaction because you've ruptured thousands of cells. Inside the cell's plastids, there's an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase, or PPO. Inside the vacuole, there are phenolic compounds. When the cell ruptures, those boundaries disappear. PPO and phenol collide. The PPO enzyme oxidizes the phenolic compounds, converting them into quinones. These quinones are unstable. They quickly combine with each other, polymerizing, forming long chains called melanin. This melanin is what gives it its brown color. Within minutes, polymerization occurs, and the brown spots appear. This is the apple's natural defense response. It creates a protective barrier against microbial attack at the site of the wound. Chapter 5. The Microscopic World, a journey to the land of fiber and stone. The white area near the seed appears to be filled with long, thick, tough fibers. These are sclerenchyma cells and scleriids, often called stone cells. Now, moving on to the main flesh of the fruit, the surface looks like a rocky terrain. These are the so-called stone cells scattered among the parenchyma cells. Then, we start to see the colors. There's a silver sheen. That's the air-filled intercellular space. Then, there are patches of deep black. These are very dense areas, stone cells with super thick lignin walls. And there's light brown, the early stages of oxidation, when quinones are starting to polymerize. Dark brown is mature melanin, a trace of the cell's battle against the wound that occurred when we cut the sample. Light gray and dark gray are everywhere. These are the natural colors of the transparent cell walls, namely cellulose and pectin. Then, in the background, there are washes of pale yellow and light yellow. These are the chromoplasts with their carotenoids. The more concentrated the yellow, the higher the concentration of pigment in that cell. Chapter 6. Magic Grains and Fibers of Life. On the surface of the tissue, there are tiny granules. These granules are amyloplasts, starch granules. As apples ripen, this starch is broken down into sugars, which is why ripe apples are sweet. But remnants of these granules are often still visible. Then, we see long strands that resemble roots. These are the apple's true dietary fiber. Not roots, but rather the vascular bundles, xylem and phloem, which form the vascular tissue. Coupled with the sclerenchyma fibers we encountered earlier, these are all components of fiber that are excellent for our digestion. Chapter 7. Benefits of the apple. Its benefits include improving digestion, preventing constipation, lowering bad cholesterol, and controlling blood sugar. Reducing the risk of chronic diseases, such as heart disease and cancer. Potassium helps maintain stable blood pressure. Until now, we have discussed apples. Hopefully it is useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you again in the next video on the discovery of the microscope.